What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to KvltDeFi. This is the channel, as you know, that we bring you the latest and greatest innovations and tech in decentralized finance, quite specifically on Pulse Chain. Tonight, we are touching base with someone who we haven't streamed with for a while. Actually, I'm actually looking forward to this. Everyone knows who he is, really. When I was trying to come up with the thumbnail for this, I thought that I'd try to dig a bit deeper. But I know that he likes to keep himself to himself a bit, so I don't really want to be pushing any, trying to steer the conversation anywhere where he doesn't want it to go, basically. But we are going to be talking with a good friend of the channel, SuperMan, Hex token originally, now part of the Kryptonite show. If you are watching this on X, thanks very much. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously like, subscribe, all the rest of that kind of stuff. Please share this around. These obviously are a massive help for us. All the likes, all the shares, all the subs, all the rest of it. Regarding my own YouTube channel, I'm approaching 500 subscribers actually, and that's kind of a milestone in YouTube terms, because that means that actually it opens up a few other different things for me, stuff that I can do to bring you obviously much more content. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please go and do it. But right now we will bring up our buddy SuperMan. How are you doing, sir?
Very, very good indeed. So it's great to be here, and yeah, I too was reposting your show out everywhere I could. So there we go.
That's excellent. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way things are going. You know, I mean, obviously, you've made some changes to your channel recently, right? You've adopted Telegram in a much bigger way now yourself. You have your own group over there, right?
That's right.
I think that's really working. I've seen you start to do quite a lot of good interviews actually recently, a few MAs and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's like you're pedal to the metal.
Yeah, we've been doing about 2 interviews a week. We've done about 3 Pulse Chain so far. We've got another Pulse Chain interview coming up, which I'm very excited about. So it's going to be pretty cool for Monday. And then we've done 2 Titanx influencers with their awesome projects and very clever folks. So yeah, we're mixing it up a little bit, and it's been really fun. Yeah, we've been in Telegram, so that's been a lot of fun, expanding into there, and also on X, building back again on X. So that's kind of where we're heading in multiple directions. I think 5 platforms altogether.
Wow.
We're actually, I haven't talked about much about this with my crew, but really talking about going into TikTok too is probably where we're heading as well. So it'll be 6, and that'll be it. I think that'll be it after that. And we'll just widen the audience.
Oh, good. Yeah, I would recommend being a bit careful talking about crypto stuff on TikTok. I had a TikTok account, and I was doing the normal stuff. Yep. Pushing out Jacob's projects, and they just banned me like literally in a few days. It was very, very quick. Right. So be careful, because you can get numbers very, very quick, but they can also just turn you off very quick.
I'll take that on board for sure. We're probably going to because of the Kryptonite show and the Superman, the hero theme, we'll probably be angling a lot of that. But yeah, we'll modify it a bit just to make sure we don't get pinged there.
Yeah, you'll get banned pretty much straight away. How's everything going on Rumble? I haven't tried Rumble yet.
Rumble's really good. The only thing is, like any of these platforms, no one really knows what the algorithm is on any of these platforms. You kind of just got to, do your best and try to follow the trends is probably the easiest, obvious thing to do, and make sure you do all the basics right. That's kind of it, and then just get out and be seen and be heard and build the network and all the rest of it. And it's pretty much, I think, where you got to go there. And everybody's watched 100 videos on the algorithm, right? Oh, how's the algorithm work? Like, none of them are real. None of them are real.
I see that you're building out your team as well, right? So you've got a few people that are actually working with you. I see that Wookie's doing quite a bit on the Telegram group that you've got.
He's going to be doing a lot more, I think, hopefully soon in the future. He's not. I don't know if he's here today, but yeah, hopefully he's going to be expanding a lot more. We've moved into doing promotions. I think that's probably the biggest move, actually, besides on expanding platforms, is moving into promotions, because we felt like there was a massive gap there, and that people needed an ethical operator, and because we considered ourselves that. So That's what we've gone into, and so now we're doing promotions. We've got a roadmap that we're playing out, and so that's still going to take some time. So it's been going fantastic. Like just a great feedback. We're really enjoying it. It's really full of fun. And that's probably the principal thing. It's fun as well. So what else can I say about that? Yeah, MVS Crip is Crip MVS is our promotionals lead in our team for that, doing a great job. He's recently released the Monster Thread, which has been really popular. What else? We're doing a lot of networking and working with a lot of teams and creating a lot of opportunities, like win-win opportunities, and promotion. So yeah, we picked up a lot of what we call the bro network. It's kind of like that. And it was projects we've turned down too, like we won't cover, just because they not meet the standards, around contracts, things like that. So yeah, we just and then we get, if they got a reasonably good project, we'll cover them, and so that's kind of where we are with the promotions. And I think that's going to help a lot of small, medium teams really flourish on the chain, and a lot of people meet, because they've got some really great tokenomics. Some of those teams that just don't have the huge, influencer backing or capital backing, or some of the big teams do. Yeah.
No, I think it's really cool. Actually, I saw, speaking about that Monster Thread, I saw that Somi actually put it in one of his videos. Whether it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, and it's only week 2. That was week 2 too. So big shout out to Somi for that. Also SJ Wild out there also gave us a nice shout out on that. And it's going to be a stable, really. It's going to be that Monster Thread's going to be out there every week, and just be a staple of the Pulse Chain community, really. So yeah, cool. And we got more planned. in that space. So.
Oh, that's great. Good. Keep going. One of the things, actually, I don't know if you caught the live stream I did with Midgard a few days ago. Yeah, they've got, it's quite a cool feature on the Block Explorer. Actually, they've got an AI, like an AI agent that reads contracts for you. So basically, you literally just put in the contract address, and it will scan that contract, and it will tell you if there are any issues at all with that contract. I think it's absolutely perfect for people to be able to, like you say, weed out the bad apples, really. I mean, isn't it? When it comes to finding contracts, finding protocols, finding good devs, all the rest of it. I think it's really cool. It's really good as well that we're starting to see more infrastructure, right? We're always talking about building out Pulse Chain infrastructure. I was talking to, I was chatting to Stu a few days ago, just trying to find some updates from regarding Tetra and Signum. Obviously, he's still working on the bugs, but he said that there's going to be a big update coming over this weekend.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
That is exciting. I mean, one of the things that obviously we're waiting for with this Oracle, Tetra itself is going to be pretty cool, actually. It's one of those protocols. It promises a lot, and I think it's got a hell of a lot of promise for users, right? So if we think about that, and we think about oracles, and then we think about RNGs, and we think about Midgard now, I'm really happy with the way things are going, right? Obviously, we're seeing some green candles on Pulse Chain, right? You cover it every day. How you feel about the market?
We're on the road up. We're on the road up.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. It really is a long time coming, but it's always just been a waiting game, right? We're just waiting for the right environment and the right triggers. Long may it continue. I'll say that.
It's not right. This Signum Oracle thing from Stu, which, like I say, we're getting an update this weekend. He a week or so ago, he said that he had found the solution for the last sort of main issue that he had, and he'd been testing it pretty hardcore, and we got the update coming. But we just saw on SuChain, right, got rocked by its Oracle, right? And it had a centralized Oracle and not a decentralized one. So it just shows you how important this infrastructure is. And of course, we're both keen on infrastructure rollouts on Pulse Chain. And so, yeah, it's a big deal coming from Signum. And of course, it's going to be, sort of a precondition for PSD Algo, which we're super hyped about.
Big time.
Yeah. So
big time. Actually, speaking of that hack today over on Sui, Richie from the Black Thistles Mafia family. He just recently launched is a few projects himself on SuperChain. I was in their telegrams today. They seem to have done kind of okay. They have their liquidity pool set up across a few different platforms. So some of their liquidity pools were hit, some of them weren't. But yeah, like you say, I think from the 260 million that they were hacked for, like 160 of it was stopped basically, right? So they basically stopped the validators pushing through transactions. So they managed to claw back that way. And now I saw, it was only about an hour ago I saw it, that they've actually come out and they're trying to negotiate with the exploiter. They're basically saying this, we will give you $5 million if you return all the ETH and all the money, and we'll just call it a day. That's it. Walk away with your $5 million. Or if you don't, they were going to come after you big time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's and yeah, that maybe hopefully that pressure works, because I mean they will have real resources potentially that could go after them. Yeah, I see that they sent a lot of it over to the Ethereum as USDC as well.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, you could just talk to the foundation. They're turning those keys off, maybe. I don't know. There's a couple avenues there.
Yeah, well, it's definitely it's certainly not decentralized. Think about it that way. No, it's not. It's not what we're talking about.
Imagine being that community though, because that community, I think the investment from institutions was starting to flip a Solana chain, and then suddenly you get rocked by this Oracle, exploit. It's pretty hard, and it's a lot taken. I mean,
yeah. There was a guy on X today. I think when I posted it on X, someone who wasn't a follower, nothing to do with Pulse Chain, someone specifically on SuperChain, he was saying that he lost like $40,000 today.
Yeah, that would have been
terrible.
Which obviously we care a lot about those people getting losing value and all that, but it's like it also on the positive side, it elevates Pulse Chain and PulseX. I mean, a lot of other places have had a lot of problems in that sense. I mean, I guess we had the PDI maker issue, but that's been shut down. So, but no major, what are called major issue outside that. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, I think again, these are sort of growing pains, right? I mean, if Pulse Chain gets to the size that we all wanted to get to, I'm sure we'll have some stories like this. I mean, it's good hackers will find a way to rip someone off, right? If we even saw it with that Pulse Latina,
some hackers, yeah, that's right, yeah, some hackers or some fake AI, a little hottie on running some scam project, or it'll be some bad actor teams, yeah. So you still have to keep your head about you, and keep a diversified portfolio, and not just on one chain but cross chain as well. Very important to keep a diversified portfolio across chain. It's very important there.
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally agree with that. I was talking with Jacob earlier on today, and we're making this move to on-chain, right? So on-chain is coming. I've been saying it for a long time. You don't have enough BNB, you don't have enough PLSP. I mean, we've seen massive spikes on BNB pot. I think BNB pot was like up 60% in the last 30 hours or something, because people are literally buying it so they can convert. Jacob was telling me that so far they're building out a bit of the infrastructure involved with on-chain, but all the bridges work between all of the different chains that we're going to be on, all work seamlessly. So that's absolutely fantastic. And he's toying with the idea maybe like next week or maybe the week after, that there will be some live testnet, like test environment for users. So basically you can go to the faucet, you can get some dummy on-chain tokens, get some dummy USDC tokens, I guess, and you can actually start having to play around. So you can start providing liquidity, learn how it works. There'll probably be a game or two on there as well, maybe the jackpot game or maybe something else, where literally people can actually really try it out and see how it's going. I am really excited about on-chain. I've been saying it for a really long time, because I know there was some stuff that I wasn't allowed to say a long time ago, and it's things like some people that have reached out to Jacob, regarding on-chain when it comes around that they have significant interest in it. Some pretty big players. Could be talks of some exchanges that might be interested in taking on-chain on. That's pretty cool. And the fact that the casino itself is going to have so many games because we have oracles and RNGs and CCLP and all the rest of it. So I don't think we'll be shy of 20 different games maybe.
Fantastic.
It's going to be the real deal. And Jacob really does have plans to make this one of the bigger casino players in crypto.
Yeah, that really is exciting. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, so people got their tokens, get their credits to buy.
That's it. Get your allocations.
Yeah,
it's absolutely a massive fun. I am really looking forward to it. But that from all of the protocols that are around, PUSD algo is the big shiny trophy. I think one of the reasons. I mean, right now there's no real updates on PUSD algo. Things are getting worked on. Jacob is refining. That when I did talk to him about it was a couple of weeks ago now, when we actually specifically spoke about PUSD algo. But the team were refining some of the strategy. So some of the metrics and some of the pulleys and levers might change compared to the way we understand the protocol right now. But it's all done to make it more robust and basically better moving forward. I have seen that there are still some sacrifices coming in. I even think that someone used my link again the other day. We know that we have, so they're still coming in. Also, we know there's a huge percentage of the sacrifice funds was in ETH, right? Ethereum, and Ethereum is kind of flying. It's like up 60% in the last month.
Yeah.
So if Ethereum keeps doing what it's doing and going the right way, but I think by the time Richard Hart is probably in profit on his Ethereum hedge, on his trade there, that might actually effectively push us almost to where we need to be on the sacrifice anyway. So everybody out there should really have their fingers crossed for Ethereum to just keep on going, right?
Yeah.
And then we can get this on show on the road, really.
So we got the Signum update this weekend. Hopefully that's gonna get us to a launch, and then Tetra this weekend. Probably have a launch, and then Signum hopefully within 2-3 days after that. Then hopefully that operates well, and Jacob's got his tokens, and then we get an update from PUSD algo. Ethereum keeps riding up, the capital keeps going up. Maybe some big some people participate in the PUSD algo, help it along, and then we get into that flagship launching, and we have an algorithmic stable peg out of the gate, stability miners, yield, multiple yield opportunities on PUSD algo, and it becomes a real game changer. The next liquidity.
Oh, it really does. Yeah.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited.
So Matthew's getting closer. Are you still pre-ranking? You're still ranking up your characters? Because I know you've kind of taken a back seat for the minute. Yeah.
So basically, the summary there. I was removed from the consigliere role in the family takeover. Okay. And so I've left Mafia, and so that's pretty much it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I've left. I think most left the Mafia socials, only in one small group, and that's pretty much it. And now I've just moved on into doing other things.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I actually didn't know it was that serious.
Yes,
I didn't know it was that big of a change.
Serious. It's just that's how the game goes, and so you move on, or you either play. I had two other options I could have done, and I felt like, well, the best option was just to leave, and so that's what I did. Yeah, it's no drama.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Can you see the comments that have come up on the screen?
I can see the tricks in the house.
Yeah, no, because there's a new function on StreamYard actually where the comments actually show up on the screen.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the bottom right. Yeah. Oh, how
Yeah,
long is it?
it's I mean it's literally it's the first time I've ever turned it on, but it looks pretty small from where I am.
It is.
Well, I mean, obviously I can see the comments on the side, but I was just wondering for viewers. I mean,
Well,
if you're watching us, then actually you wouldn't be able to see them at all.
Can you move it?
No.
Okay.
And it actually says it's in beta right now. So maybe there will be something. It would be nice to be able to move it or maybe expand it, maybe a bit bigger. But hey, it's something good again for Streamer. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about at the minute in Pulse Chain? Is it Richard's Ethereum hedge? Is this just that the market keeps doing what it's doing? What is making you bullish these days?
The most bullish thing I can't talk about, but apart from that, I think there's a lot of good stuff happening on the chain. Yeah, just overall, there's so many. I mean, someone just posted my video that I did on the future of Pulse Chain, and so people can see that online. Probably might post that myself, plus a few other posts.
And there was RH Max, was it?
Yeah, RH Max. Yeah. So I did a
video. I saw
on
that. Yeah.
Future of Pulse Chain. Yeah. So there's a lot of things there. There's some things I don't say on there, but you know, that's yeah, it's pretty incredible. But I think that's pretty good. Now there's lots of teams out there doing their thing. They've got, you know, lots of cool things coming out on chain. So yeah, I just you know, the biggest stuff at the moment in the short term, I think, is like Stu stuff around Signum and Tetra. You know, I'm very excited about that. I think really excited about Tetra because I think it might open up a lot of new markets on Pulse Chain, you know, in terms of a market for contract interaction for everybody to be able to use, really. A market for, you know, potential traders and also, you know, influencers using that stuff, teams using it as well. You know, Jacob using Tetra probably, or at least possibly for PSG Algo. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, so I think that could be a nice little niche that grows up. Recently, I had XUSD on talking about their Vibratile, you know,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was, you know, that's an interesting approach. I reckon Michelle's in that, of course. So I think that's going to be an interesting path. Obviously, PSD Algo keen for that in the mix because that would add, you know, those two. I mean, you see. But PSD Algos, you know, are going to be pegged straight away virtually, you know, with a bit of establishment. So that would give us, you know, 4 liquidity forks plus the Coast one. You know, that's 5 plus PSD Algo 6, and then Vibratile asset. You know, maybe sometime in the future, possibly. We'll see. And of course, that's run through incentive programs and trading webs and things like that with their Viber Pass, and then. We might also see, you know, because stablecoins really anchor the chain as well. And then we've also got possibly we might see better bank, you know, benefit PDI holders with the, you know, and maybe other protocols in that space as well that may be focused around, you know, doing lending and other things like that. So that could end up being pretty interesting around stablecoins, around lending. And so, yeah, we got all that sort of stuff happening. We're going to get a lot of lending protocols. I think a lot more lending protocols.
Oh, for sure.
We're going to get a lot more, probably a lot more modified dexes on the chain as well, with, you know, special features and stuff. We're going to get more leverage. So at the moment, we only got, you know, Famous out there at the moment with the GMX fork, which is up to 30x leverage, and it has a specific set of assets that you can use if you're going short and long, of course. And then we've also going to have a glow coming from Nexion, which I've covered on a video on my channel.
So yeah, what is that Nexion? I didn't actually catch that video.
So Nexion has got multiple features on it. It's a DeFi and GameFi, but I think the biggest focus on is the DeFi side. So they've eventually had an auction launch where they issued their tokens. That's how they did distribution, and then they ended up having staking that you can have with their Hollow Vault, and they got a version 2 coming out of that too, which just means you're going to go from, I think, I think it's a pulse rewards through to multiple rewards. So it's going to be popular, I think. And they've also got a burn on that tokenomics. And then they've also going to have a big protocol coming. They've got token creation as well. You can actually add, like anybody can do it. You can make your own token on there, and then you can actually add it into LP pools and actually reward that as well. So it's got a, it's pretty advanced. You don't have to be a programmer to set all that up now, which is, but this is a trend that we're going to see continually happen, right? Where the democratization of, let's say, of all these protocols, because developers are going to set up stuff that people can just do. Anybody can do it, which is a crazy world, right? And then they're gonna have a product called Glow coming out, which is their big heavyweight. I think that's kind of like their flagship, and that's going to have a 10x leverage on tokens and on farm LPs as well, which is something new. So that up to 10x leverage. So that's going to be, I think, really popular. And the thing is, it's not going to be limited. It's not, unlike the GMX fork. It's not going to be limited by the amount of tokens that you have. It's going to be virtually any token can get on there just about. So it's going to be fun to see that get used as well. So that's from Psycho, the developer. So that's going to be pretty fun to see. And there's lots of innovation. I mean, there's so much innovation out there now. With some of these protocols, we been covering Axel lately. Axel is like the full range, I would call it, offering to create tokens and protocols, and it gives you so much control over the tokenomics and the liquidity pools as well. So that's pretty huge, I think. I think they've got a little bit more work to do there, but that's going to be a pretty cool project. And I think they're coming out with farms soon as well. I think it is, so that could be fun. We're seeing a lot of talking about farms. We're seeing a lot of farms, pop up around that. Got Vox Farm popping up. Got Emmett Farm, of course. Those are what I'd call two leading farms. Those two doing a lot of innovation there, and they got more products and stuff coming out on those, building their community. So there's some cool stuff happening in that space. And obviously we've got these other big ecosystems on Pulse Chain. The printer tokens with OG WebChef. We've got the pump tire tokens, which is maybe about 25% of market cap value or more, probably maybe 30% of market cap value, depends on how you measure that. But that's pretty exciting. But we've got some projects that are so big on Pulse Chain. I just interviewed Love.io founder Anders, and the price been pumping on that lately. And that is they've got their Luffy platform, luxury shopping basically. They're getting sales through that, and they're expecting to have their Love app come out and a whole ton of network stuff like that coming out probably very soon, because the bull market's upon us. And so that's going to be really fun to see that. And so what happens with that is that they have their sales and they come on from the real world. So we're talking about let's call it TradeFi or something. But it's like from the real world coming on into the Pulse Chain. Now, this is a very important concept, and that is we're not talking about people bridging over or ushering in fiat and through Coast or something. Talking about funds coming from commercial sales, from merchant sales onto Pulse Chain and buying up the tokens. So it becomes this is I don't know we're talking about this, but it's really becoming like a stock market on Pulse Chain. It's very in its infancy.
Okay.
But this is going to be a very important concept moving forward. And that's where I'm going to leave it at the moment on that one. That's all I'll leave it there. So it's a bit like your on-chain bet, right? How big that potentially will be if you get exchange, you get all these games, full DeFi range games, and hopefully that includes slot machines.
Yes, videos us already.
Yeah. So it's going to be a pretty big mega theme that no one's talking about at the moment, but I just dropped it now. So there we go. And there's a lot more stuff behind that, but you're going to have to join our strategy club. plug over on the Kryptonite show. So there we go.
Hey, stick the links in the chat.
Yeah. Let me find them.
I heard a little birdie has told me, because that we were a bit concerned regarding the RNG capabilities of the teller forks, right? How suitable they're going to be. A little birdie was telling me that there are a few different teams that are trying to build out suitable RNGs at the moment. So, you know, it might be one of those things, we don't have any and then we have many. So I think it's fantastic. I think that even that by itself is fantastic. It shows me one of the things that I'm always most bullish about on PulseChain, which is people keep building. They keep on building, and I am over the moon that they keep on building. I've been saying for a few, you know, quite a few weeks already, we need it all, right? We need absolutely all of it. And you know, if in order to cater for potentially millions of people, hundreds of thousands of millions of people, you know, we will need 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of the same type of thing as we, you know, as we go, right? We're just going to have to, if we want the chain to be big enough, we're going to have all of that stuff. So anyone out there, if you have an idea and you think it's a good idea and you think it's going to be something useful for PulseChain or useful for the users of PulseChain, speak to someone about getting it done, right? Speak to someone about getting it developed. As I say, you'll find out very quickly if it's a good idea or a bad idea. The community will let you know. They will rip you to shreds if it's a bad idea. Yeah. And then that's it, right?
If people have got an idea and, you know, you've thought about it a bit, you've got it planned out, then, and you want to get hold of developers, you know, you can definitely contact us at the Crypto Night Show, maybe KvltDeFi as well, because we can get you in touch with developers that are doing that.
Yeah,
small and large teams as well. And of course, if you're not wanting to develop a new protocol, but maybe you just want to set up a token and maybe meme community or something like that, then yeah, you can use a lot of platforms out there now, like Axel, like NEXO out there. They're really cool, so you can use those. The other thing I would say is that if you do set up your own community, you will have to nurture it like an entrepreneur. That just doesn't just take off the next minute. You've got the biggest token on the chain. So just remember that there is work involved. It's entrepreneurial. It's work involved. And there is a lot of advice.
Well, actually, do you know what? You hit the nail on the head right there, right? I mean, I don't think enough people in crypto look at protocols as businesses, right? It's a business. It's your business. You know, especially if you have a team and, you know, and maybe you're paying salaries or people are, people are earning from within the protocol, from revenues or whatever. But you have to think about it like a business. You know, some people think, oh, I'll just create some sort of ROI DApp and, you know, and I'll just take a little fee off it. That's okay if it's just you, if you're just doing that. But, you know, if you want something to be really successful, you need a team behind it, right? You need people to, you know, the division of labor, right? You need that, and you need to really look at it like a business. You need to nurture it like a business. You need to grow it, like exactly like you say, like an entrepreneur, and treat it the right way. Because if it becomes successful, it will become work. It will become a job, a real job.
100%. So on that note, so if individuals are doing that, right? If they're being entrepreneurs, if established teams are being entrepreneurs on PulseChain, then I see that influencers, whether they're on X as community members or if they're on video, like what we do, they should, you know, take the opportunity. Now it's up to them. They've got their free will and they can do what they want. But I think that's the thing we should be seeing as well. That we didn't see in the last bull market. You know, that they should be treating it like that too. Now it's up to them. They can just do what they want or whatever. But I'd definitely like to see a bit more of that happening as well, which is kind of what we're doing on the Crypto Night Show, right? You know, making it a win-win, and I think that's a key theme there. Win-win for everybody is the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and I think again, as we start to grow, we'll start to see a lot more of that. You know, it won't be long before we start to see, you know, actual like recruitment companies, a recruitment company who might, you know, have a place out there, and they're literally just connecting people together, right? Connecting people with some skills to protocols, exactly the same as any other recruitment company in the world. Right? It's absolutely coming, and we need to say, there you go. This is a perfect example of something which PulseChain absolutely needs, right? Maybe not at this stage. I mean, what we got, 10,000 people who honestly are like kind of here doing stuff, you know. But as we start to scale, recruitment company is going to become very, very useful. There you go. Yeah. Anyone doing that, I want 10%. Right, that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? So I think that's very important, and it's a sign of success. And so I would like us to shed the old shell and you know, have the bright and shiny one, and it's a sign of our success. Now, if people want the chain to be really, really worth, you know, $1 trillion or whatever it's going to be, we've got to change a lot of the stuff we used to have before and make people value, right? That's the key. Make people value.
That's it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun on the road. So now I wanted to talk about something else as well that's coming up, and it's that would apply to yourself, and that is the Pulse Tube. You've been following that on the Pulse Tube?
Yeah, hey, Pulse Tube is doing absolutely great. I love their little. I mean, obviously, it started off really. They were just reposting whenever we'd go live. You'd see it over on their Telegram, right? It would let people know. But yeah, that little. I don't know what's it called with the
little bubble things now. With
the little bubbles, and literally it shows like who's going live. It has a countdown to your next live, right, on YouTube. When you are live, it shows all your connectors. I think that's great. I think it's great. Pulse Tube is usually the chat here as well, actually. So
yeah, and it's multi-chain. This time, so Vision 2 is being in development, and the sort of website just says Vision 2 coming too, basically. But one of the features, as you pointed out, is this bubbles and the connections to like people that are watching with their comments and things like that around the people. You can sort of jump through them all. It's pretty neat. But it also will show you live. If someone's live at the time, it will go live on the bubble, which I think is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And the other thing that is doing, which I think is massive, and this is something that a fellow from Australia said. I'm just trying to think of his name now. I can't remember it, but a guy from Australia said was that we need to go multi-chain, and this is what the Pulse Tube's doing, is that it's going to be multi-chain, not just the Pulse chain. So that's really great for growth, right? Because it means that we've got this two-way, multi-way of attracting other people on other chains to Pulse chain by having that multi-chain view. So I think that's fantastic, because it's going to be a multi-bridge, multi-chain world, and not all of them will be equal, of course, but it's I think it's pretty exciting that he's enabled that. And I dropped him a note yesterday on X underneath his comment saying, if you've got all this stuff here, what about having kind of like the friends on the base thing? Why don't you have some tradable stocks that people can trade the influencers independent of the influencers? So it's just independent of the influencers, but actually but interacting with what the influencers are actually doing. And so are they doing shows? How will that, maybe the market goes up on there and you can sort of trade that idea. Are they getting a lot of engagement? Maybe you can add that into some formula. So there's a lot of stuff you can play around with that. But I thought that'd be quite a fun thing to do. And of course,
that is exactly that's part of the fun. Right?
Yeah, pretty viral. And look, maybe we've got 20 regular streamers. Maybe by the time we get top bull market, it'll be 250 or something. But man, it'd be great to have that that as well. It'd be pretty fun to see that play out. So anyway, interesting idea.
No, but see, there you go, right? And so that's another person is just building on the side, and from little acorns come massive oak trees, right? Because it was literally only a few months ago that it was, the Pulse Tube started to do these, getting lots of other people on there. Because I remember when it was only on the Telegram, whenever you were going live, that it would just get posted that you were going live, and that was it. Yeah. And now it's coming on, it's growing. I think it's fantastic. As well, when I was talking with Hans, actually Hans is here from Midgard. Hans, thanks very much for stopping in. Hexcavator's here. We got It's Now DJ and Hexagon.
Call me.
We got Drix. We got Moondog.
Yeah.
We've got Hot Mafia Girls is here. Yeah, we've got a good few people in there. Nice, thanks very much.
Someone thought they were going to see Moondog on the show. Has that been deferred or something? I don't know. Someone's got some comment around it. Hot Mafia.
No, Moondog. Where's Moondog?
Well, Moondog was.
I thought this was a consigliere stream.
Former consigliere.
No, I don't think Moondog.
That was from Moondog. We got. Yeah, well, that's we got these other people in the house as well. Yeah, Mafia Girls. Where's Moondog? Thought this was a consigliere. Gary scream, upset about that. Yeah, when's your last time you did a Mafia stream? It must have that was a Bob or something like
that. The last time I spoke about Mafia was when I was on with Mo, from the Titan X ecosystem. I was on with him like last week.
Yeah, okay.
We did a stream.
Yeah, good on you, Mo.
Yeah, and. He's making the move over to more Pulse chain involved.
Fantastic.
I think there was a bit of drama actually between him and some of the Titan X guys, but I mean, I don't know much about that. I don't really know much about the Titan X ecosystem.
Well,
equals
you and I don't
sphere.
really talk drama that much, so that's really the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Exactly. But most taking a more interest in Pulse Chain. I like the guy. I've always liked to his videos and what he does. And he seems a pretty cool guy to talk to.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, so come on over and multi-chain. But what I was going to say was just following on from the PulseTube stuff. Is that it's wonderful to see some of the big streamers from the last bull market come back, like Jim Rat Crypto and
Gerardo.
Crypto Heartbeat just came back. It's wonderful to see these. These were the heavyweights. They're on the top 10, 15 streamers in the Pulse chain, and it's great to have them all back. And I guess maybe we'll see Hodl Dog back and a few others. Who knows soon? But that's really exciting. So
yeah, actually, something weird happened the other day. I think it was like Gerardo's first stream on Twitch, and I had my phone in my hand, and I got a notification that said Gerardo has mentioned you on Twitch.
Oh wow!
I thought, like, was that a tag? Did he tag me or something? And then, of course, I opened up Twitch and I saw nothing. I saw nothing else about it. So I don't actually know what it was in reference to at all. So, but yeah, maybe he was just saying, "Oh my God, there's no views at all for Hex over on Twitch," because there doesn't seem to be a lot of engagement over there, to be honest.
Well, it's a gaming platform, and you might hear crickets over there for a little bit. Who knows? Sometimes you have to push through, but it's really about what communities can you get yourself tapped into and be seen. So yeah.
Just keep on plugging away.
We talked about RH Max earlier. I mean, he did did a Pulse Chain conference, right? Online.
That was great. Yeah, I was on it. I was on the panel, one of the Pulse Chain panel.
How'd it go?
That was really cool. Actually, I thought we had Briss was on there. Mats from Midgard was on there. So some new people, right? So I mean, obviously, I know Briss from before, but I thought it was a pretty good panel. Everyone has really good ideas about Pulse Chain. That's the thing. Everybody has really good ideas. And what I thought was really cool about it, right? So you got Briss, who's kind of like an influencer. I did a bit of content creation. Mats was a builder. I think Whitney or Courtney, I can't remember her name, but she works specifically with onboarding women to Pulse Chain. She has like a women's group. She got like 200 ladies, she was saying, and she teaches, and she teaches. I think she would teach them specifically about the RH core coins first, and then a bit more about Pulse Chain as an ecosystem after that. But yeah, like it's and she's like an educator.
Yeah, so what did you say her name was? What did you say her name was?
I think it was Whitney or Courtney. I think it was Whitney.
Okay.
And yeah, so she's like an educator out there. So I think everybody's kind of doing their bit, and honestly, I mean, I don't know, is this the wrong thing to say, but I think there isn't a way that we're going to fail at this. There's too many people doing the right things, and obviously we know we're getting gatekept. Right? We know that. But maybe because of Richard, maybe just because of the SEC case, and now that's gone. But everybody's plugging away and doing their bit, and that's how we win. It's all like a war of attrition, and we just keep on going. Yeah, it's fantastic. What a place to be.
It is, and look, I think we've seen a sentiment change in the last like 4 weeks or so, and so I think it's really moving. We've got all these streamers coming back. The army of Pulse Chain influencers is getting back to full strength and probably going to get much bigger. There's going to be a lot of new faces around doing cool stuff. It's going to be neat. I think we've got a lot of teams and entrepreneurs out there on the chain that are bringing what I call a tsunami of ideas.
Yeah, and absolutely.
It's going to be huge for creating value, networking impacts, and all that sort of stuff. So, and Richard obviously is doing his best to be back as well with the Interpol thing, and we got the big whales moving. Rack and Rochelle, Firewhale, they're all doing big stuff, like lots of stuff. I mean, they're across a lot of different frontiers, building out stuff. So it's exciting times. Time. And you've got cool stuff, and we might as well talk about that. Is Midgard, right? With these cool block explorers. This is a good example of a real quality project.
I'm very impressed with that. I really am. I'm very impressed with that. Yeah, it was at Whitney, queenofmillions.com is the website. Whitney. And she specifically concentrate on onboarding women, and she's got like over 200. I mean, that's great. 200 active investors, 200 people that are actively looking for things to do on Pulse Chain and invest in Pulse Chain. Is great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think like
we're doing something on that soon. That's quite a while. I was kind of keen to know.
Yeah, I think it's great. Everybody's doing their bit. I mean, yeah, RH Max has been steamrolling lately, and Crypto Coffee too, right? Crypto Coffee is
ramping up, yeah,
big time. It's every day, and he is actually on Twitch, and I don't know, I don't think he specifically chose like charts and things like that. But well, I think he's quite careful on Twitch.
I think he's on TikTok too. I think
sorry, that's what I was talking about. TikTok, yeah, not Twitch. Sorry, TikTok.
Now, because before in the last bull market, we had really only one guy that was big on TikTok, right? I just forget his name right now, but then he moved. He himself, being quite large on TikTok, ended up moving over to X and other platforms to start growing X. I noticed he did that, and he's been doing very well with these. You know, a very good promoter. So yeah, I just can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's exciting. Yeah,
it is exciting. Everything is going the right direction. Even the charts. Bitcoin all-time high again today.
Yeah, and what we got? Pulse Chain at the moment. It's doing pretty well.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the Pulse price.
Yeah, it's well, the other day it crossed over the resistance, so it went over to 4,200, and that was a super bullish move. So yeah, basically everything is looking incredible there for that. Yeah, just trying to see what it is at the moment. So it's at 41, so it's testing that line at the moment. So you know, if it holds this area where it is 41, 42, that's pretty bullish for where we're heading next.
Oh, big time, man! It really is exciting times.
So I guess the key thing is, what other Jacob secrets have you got that you can tell us today?
Well, to be honest, not really many secrets, but obviously on chain is it's. I mean, Mafia is still the pre-ranking. There's still some things being sorted out and reworked concerning ranking and XP points at the minute. But I mean, the big thing obviously is what's happening with on chain. Right, so you know, again, anyone that has any BNB pot or PLSP tokens, do themselves a favor and convert those. If you are one of the people that you sacrifice for any of these projects and you were given your tokens, maybe you sold them along the way. I mean, like BNB pot's been out for about 2.5 years. You can still literally, we've seen people that are just buying tokens again, and they're converting those and not financial advice. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet. But if you look at the ratio of converting BNB tokens versus PLSP tokens, it's actually more beneficial for you to buy the BNB over on Binance and convert those at the moment, just because of the price. So there you go. That's a little snippet.
All right. So that's the alpha drop, folks, to pick up for on-chain bet.
That's it. And and hopefully, if everything goes according to what Jacob told me today, we might have a game or two so we can test around and look at what it's like to see swapping across bridges onto different blockchains, playing the game, providing liquidity, seeing what the potential earning is going to be. One of the things I'm really happy about with on-chain is the fact that you could term it passive income, because effectively by providing liquidity for the games, you're gaining the house edge, right? So as long as people play, you're just constantly earning money, right? So and I think the house edge on a lot of these games is something like between 4 and 6%. So that's pretty good. I mean, 4 to 6% providing liquidity on something which could be really, really popular. I think it's a pretty good bet. I think it's a pretty good idea. So we got that. I mean, obviously the earning. Now, one of the things I said this on stream a few weeks ago, I don't know if you thought about this, you might have actually, but with PUSD algo, with the staking function, so the staking algo and the staking PUSD, because we've seen the hex the hex yield being cut so drastically, it could be that staking algo, specific, if we think about algo specifically, staking algo could actually be much more profitable than staking hex, even though it's basically the same protocol, right? So, it's kind of exactly the same principle. But literally the percentage earned, the percentage yield could be drastically more on PUSD algo. Plus, there will be massive volatility on the price because we know that Luna did 1.6 million%.
Yeah.
Just staking algo could be absolutely huge. Even just that part of the protocol by itself. I'm so excited for it. I really am. I can't overstate it. It's crazy what this protocol can do.
Yeah. No, it's going to be epic. Look, I'm looking forward to covering on-chain bet and covering PUSD algo. PUSD algo is going to be the ultimate, I think, flagship for Jacob. And on-chain bet, if you can get some centralized exchange listings, it's going to go next level too. Yeah. Just even getting
it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yep, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Cool. We are approaching an hour. I know you're quite sensitive on time because I think you stream again in 2 hours or something, don't you?
Probably about an hour or so. Yeah, I'll set that up after this stream. So, but awesome.
Cool. I'll be watching that on the replay, gang, in the morning. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning here. So
yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate it, KvltDeFi. It's very late there for you too. So I'll get into setting my show up, and we'll start the whole grind on the old off-chain coverage.
That's it. Hey guys, look, anyone that's here, please do us both a favor. Like, subscribe, share these around, all the rest of that good stuff. Keep helping the content creators, because the content creators are starting to do, like I was saying, they're starting to do some really wonderful things regarding education, regarding bringing new protocols to you, right, to your eyes. I literally could spend the whole day with a pair of headphones on, just listening to the streams from the previous day. We have so many. Unfortunately, there is not enough time to listen to everybody. So it's really handy. It's really useful when you have someone like Super or myself or any of the others that are out there that do some of the homework for you, right? We go and speak to all the protocols. We go and do the homework because we want to find content for ourselves. But ultimately, it's about sharing it with you guys. So, you got to help us to help you. And look, at the end of the day, we're all going to win. We love Pulse Chain. And that's it from me. Any parting words?
Yeah, get ready to rumble, guys. Train's leaving the station. Make sure you got your backpacks and you're on board, and got your stogies and your whiskey, I guess, is the way to go.
That's it. Jeez, I wouldn't mind a little drop of whiskey on myself before I go to bed, maybe. All right. Thanks very much, brother. Hey, I'll definitely chat to you again soon. Bye, guys.
Cheers. See you guys.